And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Factory Town. All right. Oh man, we are out of meat. And it's an issue of grain. Because it just takes so much grain to make animal feed. And I'm making it as fast as I can. Okay, so one thing I want to do is we're going to rotate this away. This little guy, oh, come on, I want to select you, take you out. This shouldn't be right in the middle of town. It really shouldn't. Like, again, I really want to restart the map. I want to really push production to the limits. And it would be hard to do that on this map. For one, there's just water everywhere. And it would be very, very difficult. For two, I've learned a lot since starting this. And my natural instinct is to restart. All right. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Let me know if that is agreeable to you. Of course, you know, I have to record a couple extra episodes because when they go live, it's going to take some time for the comments to get done, and you know, things and stuff happen, and I need some grace time. So we are going to build a kitchen. So I got to do something, you know. I got to do something while I wait, and I'm going to do this. So we have flour, and I want to make bread. Right, bread sells for 12 coins, where flour sells for 5. So 2 flour, that's 10. Well, it's 10 bread make 12. So good times. Let's see. Actually, let's do this and this. That way flour just gets pushed out automatically. And now we need some sort of fuel. You know, I think I'm just going to go with a couple workers. And you're going to do coal to here. You're going to do bread to here. See if we can't push this a little bit further. So that's basically 1 fuel. So coal gives you 4 fuel. So this is only using 1. And this guy is going to truck it back and forth. And of course, it's way too compressed in here. Normally, I would spread all this stuff around, but yeah, it's going to be tough. Wow, we're already out of fuel. Okay, well, you, sir, you were... I thought enough, but let's get a wagon. Have a couple ways around here, that way if there's 2 wagons trying to get through. There we go. Now we're making some bread. Okay. So we need a way. Oh wow, there's not a whole lot. I'm thinking it's paper is the reason for that. Now, if we try to start harvesting some of these trees, like as material is depleted, I'm really not sure what happens after they're depleted. Like they don't regrow. So I'm not sure what's going on there. That's a new feature that he added? I don't think stone does that, does it? No, I definitely don't think stone does. Because I need some more space in here. So I'm going to remove these trees. And I'm going to put some more houses up in here. I think we can put one over here. Put one over here. Trying to fit some in here in various places. Okay. And this will give us a bigger worker pool. Oh, you're already eating. You're already enjoying a meat stew. So level 5 is the max level, and that takes reinforced planks to make, which we have enough for 10 houses. But they also consume goods faster. So it's a trade-off, you know, a couple extra workers for more goods. Now, why are these guys mining this stone when this stone is right here? And he is loading stone. You know what? We need a barn. And you are going to load stone up to here. And we're going to do another worker, which is also going to load stone bricks up to here. Because there's a lot of brick in there. And I really don't need a lot of brick in there. Well, we actually have steam pipes now, and I did do a steam setup. Oh, I don't remember even doing this. So good job, me. So this is unloading the wood or the stone brick, and this is, I want to set this as just stone brick. I mean, these guys are happily working, but we can do better. Nope. There we go. Now we're talking. He should drill through all of this stone in short order. Like, because 200 brick, granted we have over 500 over here, so that's kind of a problem. But that's a lot of brick. But we're probably going to need it. So, you know, move it somewhere. It's compressing at 4-to-1, so it's good. We're not in short supply of stone though, of course. And this little lumber mill, got another little stone brick maker for the rail. Are we storing rail anywhere? We have some up here. Hit F here. You are delivering that by wagon. That is very inefficient. Very, very inefficient. I don't want to overwrite those fish. Like, we need a lot of rail. We are going to need a lot of rail eventually. So this rail, I want you to move rail over to here. I'm going to empty this thing out of rail. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe make it extra steam pipes. And then once this is all moved, I'll just output this over to here. So do 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Take these inner ones out. Create a nice little bridge. And go like that. And yes, the arrow is pointing in that spot, but it's raised up off the ground. It only works, it only auto exports when it's at ground level. So, you know, take that what you will. We got a lot of fish over here. What can we do with fish? Actually, not sure. What do we want to do with fish? Yeah, we are hard up for meat. It's just harsh. How about build farm tile? Now I should have some wheat. He only has 5 workers. Let's give him a full complement. Let him catch up with all the things. And see how fast that thing is otherwise. It's glorious. Build farming grain. There we go. Now that'll use up some water and some fertilizer and all that kind of stuff and slow them down for a little bit. But the more of these plots you have, the less frequent, it has to go through them, because it sort of distributes itself quite a bit, and it's not always going to be depleting one of these and having it grow again. Like this one here is now growing, so it's using water and fertilizer and all that kind of stuff. I do wish that you got a little bit more grain out of each one of these, but it's okay. So this is actually in need of some encouragement. And my happiness is so low right now that we're not really getting a whole lot of production bonus. And we could be doing a lot better as far as delivering goods out of here. Like I said, this setup is just awful. It's just awful. I could do a way cleaner job nowadays. Okay. Okay, this is where you're really gonna pull grain out of the farm? Like, yeah, this thing is moving right along. The faster you can push material into your city, the more happiness you will get. And it's not easy keeping everybody satisfied. The developer is working on a fix or a change. You know, this guy was already almost maxed on grains, right? Because he had consumed a bread. Well, nothing stops them from consuming it even when they're max saturation. So I've talked to the developer at length about that because I see the game, the main like purpose of the game is supplying the city with as much as possible. Just pushing ample amounts of things into a city. And with that mechanic that just allows it to just non-stop consume goods, this is the only thing that slows it down, is these general categories. But literally able to consume a veggie stew or a meat stew or one of the high-level items every 12 seconds. Well, that makes it so your other houses kind of don't get very much, right? It's just sort of a random, it just picks at random who gets what, and really not fair to try to boost up as much happiness as possible while trying to get the stuff satisfied. Because when you look at some of the advanced recipes, let's see if I can pull these up here. Like, look at some of these recipes. Look at this berry cake. Berry cake is awesome. Gives you 18 purple coins, which is great. But look at this recipe. 4 berries, that's a farm. 2 sugar, also a farm. 2 jam, which is a kitchen. So another kitchen. And a whole cake. The whole cake is 2 eggs, pasture, butter, kitchen, plus pasture, 2 more sugar, and 4 flour. So if you have, I have 20 houses. So let's say 20 houses. Let's say the saturation fall off is like 10 minutes. I don't know how long it is. There's really no indication. If this is satisfied to 100%, I'm not sure how long it takes. Let's say 10 minutes. So that's 20 berry cakes every 10 minutes. That is a lot of production. Like obscene amounts of production to do something like that. So 20 every 10 minutes, you're looking at 20 times 6 is 120. 20 times 6. Yeah. 120 an hour. Berry cakes, which you need 120 cakes. So you need 4 for each one of those. So that's 12, that's 480 flower per hour, which each flower is 3 grain. Okay, and 3 grain at best, you're looking at what, 4.5 seconds? Possibly more if you really ramp the speed up. But I would estimate that late game supply of houses, if you were able to do it and distribute it around to each and every house, you'd require, 10 grain farms, a sugar farm, several dairy pastures. Like it would be a lot of production just to keep all of the houses satisfied. And the whole point of that would be happiness. Try to maximize your happiness, because happiness gets converted right into production speed. So the more happy you are, the faster you're making stuff. And the faster you're making stuff, the more happy you get. And so I would like to see something like that. So the developer is working on a game option that allows you to kind of determine how low this bar has to be, how low this saturation has to be before it'll bring in another one. So you can set it to 50% if you want. You could set it to 5%. You could set it to 90%. So you could choose where you want that threshold to be. And that'll allow people to get a sense of where that needs to be in order to meet whatever goals they set for themselves. Because you could set a goal to satisfy every single demand in a house. It would be an insane task, but there would be a goal. So, if you wanted just a more casual gameplay, you could say, hey, I want maybe just a few, just half of them, or, whatever. But, I'm always a proponent of, playing your way and playing flexible. So, I'm glad that he's working on that. I talked to him at length about kind of how I see the game and all that kind of stuff. We even talked about modding, all that kind of good stuff, which is awesome. He's definitely has plans to fully develop and fully implement a modding system, which is good. All right, but again, let me know if you're okay with me starting over on a map that's maybe a little bit more friendly towards mass automation and mass production. I would be willing to hear it. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. And I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.